I'm going to go the spread overview just a bit. Then I'm going to go on T. Then China.
Wait, hold on. Spread.
Spread, T, China. And Lacan.
Hold on. Okay, well, I have Lacan. Okay. Spread T.
China. With all its net benefits in order.
China. And Lacan. I'm going to put this on the left side.
Okay, are you ready? Ready? Opponents ready? George ready? Kids ready? Okay. First up, I will not spread for this part just to make the app happy. Here's one thought-provoking question. How many debates does it take to determine the difference between cars and planes? The app's world may never know. Alright, spreading is good for you. It makes you think, develops neural passageways in your brain that allow you to focus and react to the words on the page. This is what my partners did to take my coach's advice. It creates neural passageway, and above all things, it makes you look cool. They obviously don't want to sound cool because they can't read fast. Go do something like extemp or humorous over there. I'm pretty sure the open humorous division would like to hear something about spreading sucks, but it doesn't. It gets you through all of the information that you want in the constructives, which you get 60 minutes in the constructives to extend or introduce new arguments as much as you can. That's the whole point. The rebuttal is where you slow down an emphasis, which the app seems to misunderstand. Next, going on T, prefer our definition. They don't provide another counter-interpretation. This is from literally every dictionary in the world. It is the possessive form of it. It's used as a modifier before a noun. And they especially link into this with their airport app, with their app being used from AIP and Vail, not the USFG, unless they read evidence saying that the AIP and Vail are indeed under a specific branch of the USFG. We will not accept their answers and extend our interpretation. They dropped our F-spec in the first place. Their plan text is blah, 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 spend, blah, 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 its investment through the USFG. Cross-apply this with the F-spec. They need to specify the branches of the government. Don't let them get away with this. The T limits to the its, and the F-spec limits more to the specify the branch. All we want is one word, executive, legislative, or judicial. They went through half of their speech about how we meet. This is abusive, but they could have spent half a second on one of those words. Then they could have spent more time on the other arguments that they might have got to, like DDEV and Lacan, and extend the Carl Guard 2 on innumeracy. They dropped this card, and a second on one of those words, vote here for abusiveness. It's not on T, but on the F-spec about the branch. So what if they meet T, we can kick it. Extend violation. They didn't spec in the first place, and only when we asked them, and they still didn't even spec. This is in-round abusiveness all the way throughout. Extend standards. First is depth over breadth. We increase education to Brightline 4, blah, blah, blah. Extend voters. That also works. Next on China, extend our net benefits. They completely dropped this. They didn't even include a perm. We access all of their solvency as well as our net benefits that we have. It's too late for new argument now or backtracking now. This is the rebuttal. Don't let them win because they introduced new cards for the next two speeches. That's cheap, it's abusive, it's unfair. But then again, they probably couldn't even get to new cards because they choose not to spread. Game over, boo-hoo. Next on Lacan, they didn't even answer this, extend this all the way. Extend Stein 3, they completely dropped this card. They didn't even perm the K. They just like, sure, whatever, we concede. Extend Cybercox 99, this especially links in. The app is trying to create some sort of global harmony by eliminating every single terrorist attack. That is impossible to realize, especially where they seem to eliminate all terrorist attacks in an instant. Their views of utopia lead to elimination of the foes against it. For example, the Holocaust, you all know about that. They seem to forget this too. This is all conceded. These politics are the single-handed worst acts of violence because they eliminate everything. Whether it's based on their race, their look, their gender, their sexual orientation, their religion, whatever, it's all genocided. Either way, the plan is going to take place. They can't just permit. We switch their political views of desire with Lacanian views of liberation. This is also completely dropped. And they are just wrong about the nature of the political. Political scientists like to pretend that they are neutral, truthful, or really in power. But if we are right that the political of Lacan is a product of shared cultural fantasy, then we represent the true political act. This is what Stavrakakis is saying. Next, and this directly turns the case. We say that global harmony is impossible, the fantasy is impossible, everything is impossible, and app seems to think that once they enact our plan, once they give us the $800 billion, which I remind you, they did not say where it's coming from, it seems all these things, all these terrorist impacts and these economic impacts are, bam, solved. That's all they do. Immediately solved. That seems to be a utopia to me, and I'm pretty sure it is. If everything's solved in an instant, one theoretical app, it's a perfect world for them. So RK turns the case unless the app acknowledges that they are creating utopia. But being this is a debate round, they want to win, so they won't admit that. Where am I? Extend Stubborn Caucus until they have a valid answer saying that no, we don't solve these things, you are right, we are making good in the world. That's the only card they need to say, it's the only sentence they need to say for this K to disappear, but they want to win, they will never say that, and they'll just keep extending whatever they didn't say. And they can see the fact that their plan leads them to utopia, their plan sucks, our counter plan is awesome, and that we need to collapse down to survive later in the future, all of this is conceded. Time.